Do you want to retire wealthy? Do you dream of enjoying your golden years in complete comfort, free from financial worries? If you think that simply saving up a fortune while you're young guarantees a smooth and secure retirement, think again. The truth is, many retirees start off financially strong, only to find themselves struggling just a few years later. It's not because they didn't save enough. It's because they made small but devastating financial mistakes that slowly drained their wealth. In this video, we'll uncover 7 financial mistakes that cause many seniors to lose everything they worked so hard for. Some of these mistakes can be avoided with careful planning, while others require a shift in mindset to prevent. The final mistake on this list is one that most retirees never see coming until it's too late. Let's dive in. 1. Spending like you're still earning. One of the most common financial mistakes seniors make is failing to adjust their spending habits once they retire. During their working years, people are used to having a steady paycheck that allows them to spend freely on vacations, dining out, entertainment, and other luxuries. However, once that paycheck stops, their savings become their only source of income. Many retirees continue to live the way they did when they were working, assuming that their savings will last. But what they don't consider is that their expenses often increase in retirement. Healthcare costs, home maintenance, and inflation all add up. A simple example is someone who used to spend $3,000 a month while working. If they continue to spend that same amount in retirement without a steady income, they could deplete their savings far sooner than they expected. John Peterson, a retired engineer, had accumulated $1,200,000 by the time he left the workforce. Confident in his financial security, he and his wife continued their comfortable lifestyle, spending nearly $8,000 a month. They traveled frequently, dined at upscale restaurants, and maintained their large home. What John didn't anticipate was the growing burden of medical expenses, unexpected home repairs, and the steady impact of inflation on daily costs. Within 6 years, their savings had dwindled to just $400,000, forcing them to make drastic lifestyle cuts, including selling their home and eliminating unnecessary expenses. In contrast, Paul Simmons, a retired teacher with $600,000 in savings, took a more cautious approach. Understanding that retirement required financial adjustments, he and his wife downsized their home, reduced discretionary spending, and followed the 4% withdrawal rule to ensure their funds lasted. They still enjoyed life, but within their financial limits. By the time Paul turned 75, he still had over $500,000 in savings, providing him with long-term security and peace of mind. So what's the solution here? Retirees need to set a clear budget that reflects their new financial reality. Instead of blindly spending, they should calculate how much they can afford to withdraw from their savings each month without running out of money. A good rule of thumb is the 4% withdrawal rule, which suggests withdrawing no more than 4% of your savings per year to make your funds last. 2. Trusting the wrong people, a costly mistake. Many retirees fall victim to financial scams, sometimes from strangers and other times from people they trust. Scammers often prey on seniors with fraudulent investment schemes, fake charities, and even emotional manipulation by family members. The desire to help others or secure a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity often leads to devastating financial losses. I once had a neighbor, Mr. Allen, a retired mechanic who had worked hard his entire life and saved diligently. At 70, he had about $500,000 in savings which he planned to use for his medical expenses and to support his modest lifestyle. One day, a friendly young man who attended the same church convinced him to invest in a guaranteed real estate deal that promised double returns in 3 years. Mr. Allen, trusting this person and eager to grow his savings, handed over $200,000, nearly half of his life savings. At first, he received small returns to make the investment seem legitimate. But a year later, the young man vanished. The real estate project never existed, and Mr. Allen never saw his money again. Unfortunately, these stories are all too common. Some seniors lose money to phone scams where callers pose as IRS agents or bank representatives demanding urgent payments. Others are manipulated by their own family members, guilt-tripped into giving away large sums of money to help struggling children or grandchildren. While generosity is admirable, giving without safeguards can lead to financial ruin. The best way to avoid this mistake is to never invest in anything that sounds too good to be true without thorough research. Retirees should always seek a second opinion from a trusted financial advisor before making major financial decisions. It is also essential to be cautious, even with family and close friends, when it comes to large sums of money. Retirement savings should be treated as a lifeline, not a lending fund, because once it's gone, there may be no way to get it back. 3. Underestimating medical expenses, the silent wealth killer. Many seniors assume that Medicare or their retirement health insurance will cover all their medical needs. Unfortunately, this is far from the truth. Unexpected medical expenses are one of the biggest reasons retirees lose their savings. Imagine a retiree who has been relatively healthy for most of their life. They assume they won't need much medical care, so they don't invest in a supplemental insurance plan. Then, out of nowhere, they are diagnosed with a serious illness. A single hospital stay can cost tens of thousands of dollars, and long-term care, such as home nursing or assisted living, can drain their retirement fund even faster. One of the biggest financial shocks for retirees is the cost of long-term care. Assisted living facilities can cost between $4,000 and $8,000 per month, and if someone needs nursing home care, the cost can be even higher. Without long-term care insurance or substantial savings, many seniors end up using all their assets just to cover medical bills. To avoid this mistake, retirees should plan ahead by securing comprehensive health insurance and looking into long-term care coverage before they actually need it. It's also important to set aside a separate emergency fund specifically for medical costs, ensuring that unexpected illnesses don't lead to financial ruin. 4. Believing that retirement means no more work. Many people believe that retirement is the time to stop working completely and just enjoy life without financial concerns. However, quitting work entirely can lead to two major problems: financial strain and loss of purpose. I know two men in their mid-60s who took very different approaches to retirement. Robert, a retired engineer, decided to stop working altogether. At first, he enjoyed the freedom, traveling, spending time with friends, and relaxing. But after a few years, he started feeling restless and even depressed. Without a structured routine, he lost his sense of purpose. On top of that, his savings began to shrink faster than he expected, and he worried about running out of money. By the time he considered working again at age 70, he struggled to find a suitable job because of his long absence from the workforce. James, on the other hand, also retired at 65 but took a different approach. Instead of quitting work entirely, he started consulting part-time in his field. He also began teaching online courses related to his profession. This allowed him to earn extra income, keep his mind sharp, and feel a sense of accomplishment. By age 70, James still had financial stability and remained mentally. The lesson here is clear: stopping work completely can lead to financial and emotional struggles. Instead, retirees should consider part-time work, freelancing, consulting, or small business ventures that align with their interests. This provides extra income while keeping them mentally and socially active. 5. Giving away too much to family. It's natural for retirees to want to help their children and grandchildren financially. Many give away large sums to pay for college tuition, home down payments, or debt relief, believing they are securing their family's future. However, excessive generosity can jeopardize their own financial security. I once knew two retired women, Linda and Susan, who had similar retirement savings but made very different financial choices. Linda, a retired nurse, had $700,000 saved for retirement. Over the years, her adult children frequently asked for financial help. She paid off her son's mortgage, covered her daughter's student loans, and helped a struggling grandchild. By the time she was 75, Linda had given away more than half her savings. Then she faced unexpected medical expenses and realized she no longer had enough money to support herself. She was forced to downsize her home and live on a tight budget for the rest of her life. Susan, on the other hand, also had $700,000 but set clear boundaries. She wanted to help her family but knew she had to prioritize her own future. Instead of giving away large sums, she provided financial guidance, networking opportunities, and small contributions where possible. By the time she turned 75, she still had most of her savings intact and felt secure in her retirement. The takeaway? Helping family is important, but retirees must set financial limits. Instead of giving away large amounts, they can offer support in non-financial ways, such as career advice, mentorship, or connecting them with resources. retirement savings should be treated as a lifeline, not a bank account for others. Because once it's gone, there's no way to get it back. 6. Keeping too much cash and avoiding safe investments. Many retirees avoid investing because they fear losing money. As a result, they keep too much of their savings in cash or low-interest bank accounts, thinking it's the safest option. However, this decision often backfires due to inflation, which gradually erodes the value of their money over time. I have a friend, Mr. Thompson, who retired with a comfortable savings of $500,000. Afraid of market volatility, he kept almost all of it in a traditional savings account, earning only 1% interest per year. He thought this would protect his money, but over time, inflation averaged 3% annually, meaning his purchasing power was actually decreasing. By the time he turned 75, he realized that his money couldn't stretch as far as it once did. His medical expenses, groceries, and living costs had all gone up, but his savings had barely grown. In contrast, another friend, Mr. Harris, who retired with the same amount, took a different approach. While he didn't want to take major risks, he diversified his investments into low-risk bonds, dividend-paying stocks, and real estate investment trusts, REITs. Over the years, his investments provided steady returns and passive income, keeping up with inflation and even growing his wealth. By age 75, he still had a healthy savings balance while also enjoying financial security. The lesson here? Keeping too much cash might feel safe, but it's actually a slow way to lose money. Instead, retirees should look for low-risk investment options that allow their savings to grow while still providing stability. Being overly cautious can be just as dangerous as taking too much risk. Many retirees delay estate planning, believing they have plenty of time. However, failing to create a clear will and legal documents can lead to serious consequences for their loved ones. Without proper planning, their assets may become tied up in legal battles, be distributed unfairly, or even fall into the wrong hands. I had a friend, Mr. Collins, who worked hard his entire life and accumulated significant assets, including a house, savings, and investments. He always intended to leave everything to his 2 children but kept postponing writing a will. Unfortunately, when he passed away unexpectedly, his estate had to go through a long and costly probate process. His children were left waiting for years, dealing with legal fees, disputes with extended family, and unnecessary stress. Had he set up a proper estate plan, his assets would have been smoothly transferred to his loved ones without complications. Having a solid estate plan ensures that assets go exactly where they are intended, minimizes taxes, and prevents family conflicts over inheritance. A simple will, trust, or power of attorney can save families from unnecessary financial and emotional turmoil. Estate planning isn't just for the wealthy, it's an essential step for anyone who wants to protect their legacy and provide for their loved ones. By steering clear of these 7 financial mistakes, retirees can safeguard their hard-earned savings and ensure a stable, worry-free retirement. Taking proactive steps such as budgeting wisely, investing cautiously, planning for medical expenses, and setting financial boundaries can make all the difference between a comfortable retirement and financial hardship. The key is to stay informed, make intentional decisions, and treat retirement planning as an ongoing process. With the right mindset and preparation, retirees can truly enjoy their golden years with peace of mind and financial security.